Hello there, my name is Grant Kirkman. Yeah, my name's Grant Kirkman, and I seem to be doing a video series that I'm not doing, but in my mind I am doing, and I'm glad I'm actually doing a video. It's been a while, especially in the red. It's been a while in the red. This is a sauna therapy, so that's why I'm in here. It's not I'm just a madman in red. Um, I wanted to do a video today talking about um, strong emotion and how when strong emotion can take over without you realizing, especially if you're using it for creative purposes. And what I mean by that is there's a theory, or maybe you don't even want to call it theory, that people who are artistic and all these artists that we've heard about, they're all mentally unwell, and people debate why and all these things. And I think I'm starting to understand. Like I do art. I wouldn't basically consider myself an artist. I mean, definitely haven't found my style yet. I'm still searching for what I actually am as an artist. But the intensity that comes with trying to push the limits of your mind and the limits of what you consider art can create naturally quite strong emotions. So, for instance, let's just say a normal person, not a normal, someone who is generally got their mental health, you know, comfortable. Someone could wake up, for instance, right, and their normal day is to go to work. Their normal day is to they don't do art. They're not like zapping in the brain of ideas, and they're not like going mad on off the ideas. They could wake up feeling a little off, but it really wouldn't mean anything to them, and they wouldn't push on that feeling. They would allow it and accept it even naturally. It wouldn't probably even be a thought. They would just let it flow through them, and then they would just ground themselves because they aren't constantly in the mind. They are people who are just already settled in themselves. And for instance, for someone who is always looking for the boundaries and always like doing a piece of art or creating a piece, well, for me anyway, and I feel like people could relate. It's like, for me, because I'm always looking for what the next like piece of art is. Like, for instance, right now I'm not liking what I'm making, and I like it when I'm doing it, of course, but then I look at it and I'm like, I'm not, this ain't like, not that, yeah, I'm better than this ain't me, I'm better than this. And I woke up today feeling, and that has been building and building and building without me realizing it until, and I've been wanting to keep hold of it, right? And when you keep hold of negative, because let me backtrack. Like, why it's a negative for instance, that guy wakes up and it just flows, and it's left. He doesn't even have to do anything. But for the artist, in some ways, they kind of, let's just say on a metaphoric level, they put it in front of them and they look around that feeling, and they want to dissect it, and they could use it potentially, right? They can use that manic, or it can sometimes be happy, and that's when they're really great, right? But they can use that manic feeling that most people who are calmer can just let go of naturally. And I think that's kind of happening to me. And the correlation is like I said, like, I'm not liking the art I'm producing at the moment, and I'm searching subconsciously, now consciously because I'm thinking about it, but I was searching subconsciously for an avenue of what to go down, and I know that the avenue of pain, and I know that the avenue of negative sensations can create incredible art. And it's this thing where, when you are creating art on a continuous level and you're always trying to push the limits of what you feel like you can do, it can take you to places that you didn't have control over. Oh, I'm close. I know what I mean. I hope other people know what I mean. I think I can actually conclude what I just meant. What I mean is, I'm going to conclude. What I mean is, a creative, artistic mind is constantly searching for something that doesn't exist, something that will, something that's pure emotion, right? When we see all these great artists and we look at one of their best paintings, we can kind of get where they are at, can't we? We can get exactly what they were going for and where they are at on an emotional level. We don't have to go home and feel that and do it and portray it, but they did. So if you think about like an artist that it, you know, not these, like, by the way, I'm not talking about these artists. I am and I'm not. I'm talking about these artists that are famous, and the reason they're famous is because they are so original and the emotion that they captured was so pure. Not these people, you know, when you go on Instagram and it's like a skull. I'm not really talking about that. I don't even think they think about that. They're not even thinking about the emotion. They're just like, yeah, a skull looks cool. So that's what I've been subconsciously doing. Because I'm unsatisfied with what my art is. I was subconsciously searching for where to go to create good art, and I know, or even innately the creative person I am, innately knew that going for a negative thought pattern would potentially create better art. For instance, I have this idea right now, which I think is really cool, but why do I have this idea? And I'll tell you. It's an idea of like a bathroom, and you see the corner of so it's like the corner of the bathroom with the line, and it goes up, and it's like white tiles that are broken, and you can't see where the string's coming down, and it's anatomy, so it's like a hand on a piece of string, the body on a piece of string, legs, and it's a little bit spread apart, but it will still create the human in people still see it's the human, but maybe I don't know whether the person will have pain. And I was thinking of the heart going like a abstract, you know, like how we view hearts, the actual heart, like that will be like coming out and like on the floor, but still wired to him. Like, where am I getting that? Where is that coming from? That's coming from what I'm talking to you about, isn't it? Right? Where do I need to go mentally to get that best portrayed, right? And yeah, that's kind of it. And I've heard this amazing quote, and I love it, and I can't stop thinking about it, which is, there's art, like evil art, and there's good art, right? So there's evil and good. Evil art is things that are evil, we can think what that is, and there's good art. The thing with evil art is it exposing it, or is it indulging in it? If it's indulging in evil, I don't particularly want to do that. But if it's what did I say? You know, the first one, damn, my fucking brain forgot. Exposing it, it's making you go, oh yeah, that's evil, and it makes you appreciate your good life and everything, right? So I don't know whether that's, which one's that? Like, is that the evil side, or is that actually the exposing side? I can't tell. And yeah, and I think this all revolves around like highly intelligent people. Like I'm addicted to intelligence, and I'm addicted to finding how to become more intelligent. And I've always had addiction in my life, but it used to be negative addictions, which, well, it used to be addictions that were portrayed as negative. Every addiction is negative, by the way. But you know, I used to be addicted to weed. I used to have a little bit of alcohol, cigarettes, my ego, all these things. And now I'm addicted to going and pushing myself because I have an illness, and I'm addicted to pushing myself and going and getting more intelligent. Like if there's ever a time for me to get more intelligent, I will. And I've noticed it. You know, I am getting more intelligent, and all these things, but it is making a racing and like intelligence and art don't have to correlate, because in a way great art goes past intelligence because it becomes organic, right? Whereas intelligence can go organic, but most of the time if you hear a very intelligent person talk and try and describe something, it takes them a while to articulate the thought. So it's this messy thing, and it's like, oh wait, and the audience, if it's an audience, like, get it, right? But with art, it's like bang. So those two things that are so important to me, I think, are clashing a little. You know, even making this video has actually just made me realise it's still so obvious what I now need to do now that this has come into my consciousness and I've made this video. Like, what is it that I need to do, or if anyone else is relating to this, is ground myself. That's it. For instance, I pray every day. I pray every day. And today I didn't want to pray. Why? I know why. Because I was feeling that emotion and I wanted to create better art, and I was going to indulge in negative sensations to create a good piece of art instead of actually being good to myself. That's an addiction. That's an addiction. So I need to really be aware of that. You know, what is more important? For instance, I personally believe if you're consciously there, you have discipline and you have high intelligence. Yeah, I can express. I can go in depth in a minute. You can create a piece of art that hundreds of people, millions of people will love. I guarantee. I literally think that. Doesn't mean it won't be hard, but I think that's real. And I feel like I've kind of like. I'm not saying I've ever created a grand piece of art. I haven't, but it doesn't mean that I don't think I could. But what's more important? What is more important? My mental health, groundness, the sensation of always being in the present and being alive and loving God and being in love with myself. And every time I feel these negative emotions, being able to put myself to a grounded level that's going to help and heal me, or go through the path of what an artist generally does, which is go through pain. I don't have the answer yet. And maybe it's simple, maybe it's you don't have to feel the pain and you don't have to want to create, you know, amazing art, and you don't, but like I wouldn't be doing art otherwise, you know. And I've talked to my brother about this and he's like his response to this is like, why, like, the first time I haven't recently, but I have before made art for people. So I'm there thinking, what are people going to think? What are people going to think? What are people going to think? Yeah, people will like that. Instead of, I like this. I've got to, I like this, which is nice. But I'm still wanting people to love it. And my brother doesn't have that. And I kind of love that and respect that about him, that he literally doesn't have that at all. Because he's so amazing at art. Like, he is naturally incredible at art. He's one of those people who doesn't have to draw for like years, and then he draws and it's like better than anybody. it's intense and insane. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's like, you know, like, I'm basically getting at, you know, the last thing I'll actually say is I'm not just creating art visually. I'm making music now, and I'm going to be writing a book. And I think that's been a lot as well. So I think I've just got to calm and love myself and stop being afraid to go. I'm starting to become afraid to go within again, because I'm looking externally to create this art that's making me have negative patterns. And when you get negative patterns, you get fear and you don't want to go inside. And I need to settle down. But I'm still going to do that art piece because I think it's cool. Or I won't. And today I'll make like one of the most calm, beautiful pieces, right? Who knows? But I still like that idea. It's a really good idea. Could you imagine a mirror in there as well? Imagine I was that good of an artist. I put a mirror in there. Wait. Imagine I put a mirror in there that is showing that it's not a room. It's in like a soundstage and there's a camera, but you can see a bit of the autonomy. So it's like The Killer or something. That's pretty cool. We'll see. Okay, thank you so much. See you later. I hope that made sense.